In March 1942, two unknown men were brought to us and detained behind our forward positions. Both of these men were wearing old jackets and holey pants. Both had small but full backpacks over their shoulders. We asked them who they were and where they were going. They told us that we were going to the district military enlistment office to apply for the active army. We fought in a partisan detachment for 4 months, but it was surrounded. 2 days before we had gone in search of food, and then we could not get through to our own. We don't know anything about the fate of the detachment. Maybe they got out of the encirclement and joined the Soviet advancing units. We check unknown people's documents. We examine pockets and linings. Both of them have medals on their chests, and we are somehow uncomfortable to treat such people with suspicion. But the battalion commander and the commissar still continue to question them. We asked them what they were carrying. They obediently took off their rucksacks and showed us what was inside. It turned out to be old withered bread. It's bread, half flour, half bran. The Germans took almost everything from the villages and now you can't find real bread. Well, their documents were in order and the battalion commander wished the volunteers a good journey. But the Red Army soldier who was standing there had very sharp eyes and an inquisitive mind. He noticed a striking contrast. Outwardly both volunteers looked very miserable, and yet both were well-fed and broad-shouldered. It was impossible to keep such a youthful figure on breadcrumbs alone. And the bread seemed to the soldier too irregular in volume and suspicious in color, as if they were not baked, but glued from some pieces. And at the very moment when the volunteers were about to leave, he asked to try a piece of bread. The volunteers immediately began to dissuade the soldier. They said that they didn't have enough bread, it was bad and it was impossible to eat. But the soldier insisted on the request, and without waiting, he tore off the shoulders of the first volunteer's backpack and dumped all the contents on the table. Immediately the volunteer began to shout that this was violence, and he protested. But the Red Army soldier in the meantime broke the bread, from which fell out a pistol wrapped in a rag. In other pieces there were some powders wrapped in chiffon packs and leaflets with an appeal of the German command to the Russian soldier. We read what was written in them. Listen to us, Russian soldier. Your situation is hopeless. Before it's too late, throw down your weapons and come over to us. A powerful and happy Germany will give you complete freedom and a happy life. After reading this leaflet, hide it from the eyes of the commissars. It will serve as a pass for you to come over to our side. The second volunteer had 3 magnetic mines the size of turtles in his knapsack. That would be enough to derail entire railroad trains or to blow up ammunition and fuel depots. The commander asked how much they had sold their homeland for, to which the volunteers replied that they had been promised a mansion each. Very cheap, said the commander, and ordered the saboteurs to be taken away.